One of the best tour guides in the city just pulled up. One of the best tour guides in the city. Let's freak him out. Good to see you, Joey. Good morning. Hillsdale girl, good morning. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Griff. I gotta have fun with my coworker here. He literally just pulled up. We have lots to see today. Good morning, Cecilia. Have a pretty funny. Good morning, Tiffany. Good morning, Cup of Joe. I just had a cup of Joe. That was my tip this morning. A lovely coffee here at the Boathouse. Welcome. If you want to get a good breakfast, come here to the Boathouse. I did not know they had a ham, egg, and cheese on a roll for like $5. And you get it with an amazing view. Oh, so good. Let's walk around. Let's say hi to tour guide Dan really quick. Let's say hi to tour guide Dan. He's so good. Good morning, Susie May. Let him do his thing. He's doing some explaining. Let him do some explaining here. And then we'll get cracking. Good morning, Walter. He's good. He's good. One of the best tour guides in the city.
Hey, what's going on? What are you up to?
Just walking in the rain, in the wind.
Oh, awesome.
I'll be around.
See ya.
Have a good ride, guys.
What is this?
He's in the middle of tour guiding. So, what a crazy morning. What a crazy morning I just had. Okay, so one of my fellow tour guides, he does walking tours here in New York City, here in Central Park to be more exact. And on his way to work this morning, he shattered his pelvis or something like that. He broke his hip. So I got a call from his wife saying, can I please take this tour, private tour, with some folks from China around the park? So I said, not a problem. I may be 20 minutes late, but I'll do it. And I actually got here on time this morning. But these people could barely speak English. They were really nice, though. They were really nice, real sweet people. And we made it. And I left them at the Boathouse. They had some children with them, so they're having some hot cocoa now. I had a coffee with them, but surprisingly enough, amazing that one of the guests who spoke the most English, absolutely, Joey. One of the guests who spoke the most English knew about the grid marker bolts. I was shocked. He shows me a picture of it. I'm trying to understand what he was saying. So he shows me a picture of it, and we were right by it in the mall. So I took him over to see the grid marker bolt, and he was just so elated. He knew a lot about the city. He just didn't speak English. Or didn't speak English well. He spoke English, but very little. So on this windy day here in New York, on this very windy day, winds are like 50 miles an hour right now. And Joey, you want to follow the Music of Curiosities, Coney Island? Music of Curiosities is a channel that I am managing, and we're going to have live music from Coney Island every month on there, amongst many, many other things. So it's going to be pretty cool. Here it is. And if you want to follow the channel, it's in my list of featured channels. Yeah, the guy shattered his pelvis this morning. Good morning there, bud. Bienvenue. Yeah, he shattered his pelvis, Robert. Wasn't too good. Here, let's get a close-up look here of Alice. Let's get a close-up look of Alice here. Good to see you, Romana. Romana. Let's say hi to Alice. Hey, Alice. The little cat doesn't have a scarf on. Why don't you have your scarf on, Mr. Kitty Cat? George M. Cohen, the founder of Dell Publishing, playing the role of the Mad Hatter. All right, let's walk around here. Everyone wants to take pictures. All right. Yes. There you go. Let's walk around. I feel like we should go to the zoo. Oh, you're near Little Italy? Downtown this morning. Downtown. All right.
There am I.
So let me show you the partial scaffolding collapse. There was a scaffolding collapse during the tour today. Good to see you, Wilbs. Good morning. Let's go see the scaffolding collapse. Or let's see if they even cleaned it up. They probably cleaned it up. And sorry if there's wind noise. Sorry about the wind noise. It is very windy here in Central Park today. It is very windy all over the city today. So I'm gonna have to kill some time out here because I might have a second tour. It's not guaranteed yet. So as we walk around here, you hear no wind. The wind muff is working. The wind muff is working. Good, awesome, guys. The wind muff is working. So here's our scaffolding. Walking vicariously. It's too sick to go out. Oh no, that's not good, Phil. Good to see you. Good morning. I just did a walking tour with a bunch of people who barely spoke English. Good to see you, Josh. Did a walking tour with a bunch of people from China who could not speak English. The dead rat is working, Jim. Good to see you. Lovely view indeed. Welcome to the Conservatory Waters, also known as the Model Boat Pond. If you saw the movie Stuart Little 2, this is where they have the boat race. It is right here. And then off in this direction over here, you see that building with the black scaffolding. Let's get a little bit closer up to it. You're afraid to go, you might get blown. You might get blown away. Even though we had some children on the tour, and they seemed to like the wind very much. They thought it was a part of the show. Yeah, wind advisor until 6 o'clock. That's right, Carl. Good to see you. Good morning. So while we were approaching the Angel of the Waters fountain, we heard this massive commotion of people and ambulances and fire trucks, and it was for this right here. We thought it was, at first, we thought it was a tree. But as you see, look at the scaffolding. The scaffolding is literally hanging there by only 5 pieces. I might get blown away. He's 19 now, awesome. So as you see, the scaffolding is literally only held up by a few places, and it might blow over. I'm not using the native YouTube app. No, I'm on Streamlabs. I am on Streamlabs. So if people don't speak English, how do I communicate? I point. I point. I try to speak as slowly as possible. Luckily, there was one person in the group of 10 who spoke a little bit of English, so that's a good thing. And so he kind of did the translation. But basically, what I do is I point, and I'll give you guys some spots where, you know, it's like a photo tour. Yeah, you don't see the comments? Here, hold on one second. Let me see. Sometimes they mess up and they turn off. Sometimes. Do that, and we do this, and then I go okay, and then I hit the arrow, and now we should see comments on the screen. But there we go. Yeah, the comments come up on the people like having the comments on the screen. So especially for the replay viewers. But so yeah, we heard this commotion and whatnot, and the police and the fire department came here within minutes, and yeah, and the guests thought it was just part of the tour. The guests thought it was just part of the tour. But Joey, if you want to know if I'm using the Streamlabs app, look on the upper right-hand side of the screen. I have a little watermark there that says Dutch Moz Live. That's how you know. I always use the Streamlabs app because it's just more it's more stable than the standalone YouTube app. But when people don't speak English, I call it a Instagram tour. So you may have noticed I was rather active on Instagram and Twitter during the tour because I had a lot of time to do that. And boy, could these people take pictures, man. We must have hung out at the Angel of the Waters for the better part of 20 minutes because they were just taking pictures and all that good stuff. But the kids were getting a bit cold, so they're at the boathouse now having some hot cocoa. And they tipped me, besides tipping me $10, which is perfectly adequate for a 2-hour, less than a 2-hour tour, about a 90-minute tour, bought me a cup of coffee. So, pretty cool. Let's get another look at the scaffolding here, because I know it's going to make the news today. If it wasn't windy, it'd be really nice out here. .432 Park Avenue. Winning indeed. 432 Park Avenue, the tall building right there in the center of the screen. Good morning, Lori! Good morning! As you can see by the leaves moving about, it is windy out here. It is windy out here. Morning. Yeah, so I'm thinking of my fellow tour guide. He does independent tours, not for a company or anything like that. He just basically has people find him through message boards. And unfortunately, he shattered his hip or broke his hip this morning. Not good. His wife called me up at around 6:30, basically saying, "Do you think you could come down?" What was the biggest tip I got at my job? Somebody tipped me $100 cash for a 3-hour tour, and yeah, we broke even with our weather. Yeah, even at zero. But yeah, somebody tipped me $100 for a 3-hour tour once, and it was this couple from the Philippines, and I'll never forget them because they were people who were like, oh, they loved New York. They're like really big fans of the city. So for them to be on bicycles out in it, they really had a good time. And basically they had such a good time because they had me all to themselves. It was a private tour. They had such a good time that they tipped me $100, which was pretty cool. Wow, look at this scaffolding. This is scary. Okay, here it is. This thing looks so dangerous. So if you can, quite obviously avoid 72nd Street and 5th Avenue, because as you can see, the whole area is closed. And let's take a look at the scaffolding. Oh yeah, that's a bit scary looking. That is a bit scary looking. Look at that. Look at that, guys. That is scary. Holy cow. So again, evidently it's only being held in place by 4 spots. Or so they say on the Twitter. But this is pretty scary. See, it's all opened up on that one side there. And you got a piece hanging from it. So this is a residential building right here along 5th Avenue. And it is too windy. You get to see an 80s music fan. But there you have it. There is the scaffolding. It's definitely a nail biter. Yeah, they do need to secure it, but I think it's too dangerous for the workers to go up there and secure it. So they're basically just going to watch it for the afternoon. Good weather to blow away the cobweb. Absolutely. Absolutely wills. Yeah, pretty sad. Freak Bar closing for a month. We're getting a new ceiling, a new roof. So when we come back, the Freak Bar will be bigger and better than ever. Doing great, Ted. How the hell are you doing? Good morning. So if it falls, you know, the street's closed already, so the street is closed. So if it falls, hopefully it won't hurt anyone and whatnot. So if it falls, it falls. This is why. And yeah, other bits have already broken off of it, so. But I got to tell you, the fire department and the police showed up like super quick. And luckily, nobody got hurt. Oh, watch it fall. I'll have to be, I don't know how long it's going to take a while. I think that might be a little boring just to stand on the corner there and watch the scaffolding. We're in Central Park. Welcome to Central Park. 27,000 trees, 9,000 benches, 142 miles of drainage pipe, 93 kilometers or 58 miles of pedestrian pathways. The park is 341 hectares large or 843 acres large. It hasn't the skyline changed? Big time. Yes, Lori. Yeah, we're repairing the ceiling. After Velvet Crayon got whacked in the head with a piece of plaster. Yeah, pray for the workers, absolutely. But the problem with redoing the ceiling in the Freak Bar is, you know, there's probably asbestos up there and stuff like that. So it's a whole. Yeah. Well, we had to raise the money, Laurie. We had to raise the money. It's going to cost us in the neighborhood of, I think, close to $100,000 to fix the ceiling. We're fixing up the ceiling, some of the floorboard, some of the floor pieces for the second floor, and of course also the roof. So there were some repairs on the roof last year, but this year we're going to do some repairs on the roof that will kind of finalize it and get it really good to go and ready for any kind of storm and wind, weather, if you will. So that is what's up. Yeah, everything has to be brought up to code, and like I said, once they begin tearing down that ceiling, it's going to be a whole can of worms opening up. So it's going to be a little nuts. My friend's wife just texted me. She wants to thank me for doing the tour. We did it. Yeah, the roof. No, the roof is not on fire. No. We don't want the roof to be on fire. We want a Freak Party hang out and drinking. You know, if it wasn't windy, it'll be really nice out right now. if it was not windy, it would be so awesome out here right now. I wish it wasn't windy. But Olmsted and Vaux, the creators of Central Park, Calvert Vaux, he was a British-born architect. And yeah, I know I died on you for a moment. Okay, we're back. Signal's looking really good. So Calvert Vaux, a British-born architect, he designs the pathways and the infrastructure that is below my feet. Frederick Law Olmsted, an American-born landscape architect, I like to say he directs the trees here in Central Park. Frederick Law Olmsted also designed they did Prospect Park also. Actually, everything they couldn't do here in Central Park, they did in Prospect Park. That's why I think Prospect Park is a bit better than Central Park. And wind does ruin everything. Wind does ruin everything, absolutely. But in 1855, a couple of years before the park opens up, Frederick Law Olmsted, he designs a tree moving machine that was so popular that the cities of London, Paris, Barcelona, and a couple other ones out in Europe basically bought this tree moving machine. And Frederick Law Olmsted spent the better part of 12 years during construction of the park and after the park was completed, literally moving around the trees. So everything was perfect with his placement here in the park. Got the perfected piece 4. Okay. Your mother's side of the family. From your mother's side, really? Frederick Law Olmsted's from your mom's side of the family? Wow. He is a Frederick Law Olmsted. He is like, yeah, he's pretty amazing. And that's a real bit of American history. You know, he came over here between Calvert Vaux and Frederick Law Olmsted. They wanted to have that European idea of a park, but kind of Americanize it. So more rustic, not as formal, more rough around the edges. Here's my favorite dog. And actually the anniversary happened a few weeks ago. Balto the dog right there. Balto the dog was a lead dog in a sled dog team. And they delivered the antidote for diphtheria to the children of Nome, Alaska. This dog nearly saved over 200 children's lives in the winter of 1925. You could say that Balto was like the first viral star of his day. He was very popular in the newspapers at the time, and a local civic organization got the money together to create this statue and place it here in Central Park. Balto was here for the unveiling of the statue. You know that tour, right, Nibble? Oh, your mother's father's side, awesome. Got some very famous lineage there, Susie May. Now, I'm not going to go too much into what happened to Balto after the fact, but he was a star and literally traveled all around the world. But his caretakers really didn't take care of Balto too well. So his fate was kind of sad at the end there, but there he is. Balto the dog. And here's the plaque. They literally climbed over 2 mountain ranges, blizzards. Yeah, he didn't have a good, at the end, he didn't have a too nice of a life. He was kind of used for money-making purposes. And in the end, it was very sad. In the end, he was quite neglected. Yeah, I'm not going to go in. It's really sad. If you look up the history of it, it's really, really sad. You did that research way back in the day before we had something called the internet. I hear that. You see, while it is windy here in the city, compared to just outside the park, it's actually not as windy here in the park. And that is because we have all these beautiful buildings all around us. They kind of disrupt the wind patterns, and then also all the trees. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, when we first started entering the park this morning, I was very nervous about and I still am worried about tree branches falling. So but as I see, I just got paid. Just got the notification. I got paid. Not very windy downtown. Yeah, that's because of all the buildings. That is because of all the buildings. But now turn around the wrong corner and it'll be really, really windy. But we have a wind coming out of the west-northwest today. And it's gusting up to close to 50 miles an hour. As we pass underneath one of the traverses, coming up on the Central Park Children's Zoo. Yes, Balto is a great animated movie to watch. Absolutely. Yeah, I got a great track record with branches. Do you remember that when I got whacked in the head with a tree branch? That was awesome. I'm happy I didn't die. All right, and approaching Central Park Zoo proper. And we're going to be going to the zoo here very soon. We'll be visiting the Central Park Zoo. Exactly, 80s music fan. Every now and then somebody has to get whacked. That's right. All right. Central Park Zoo, formerly known as the Animal Menagerie. Now, when Robert Moses takes over the Parks Department in the 50s, Central Park is not exactly the great, nice spot like it is today. And also, the zoo here in Central Park was quite depressing, to say the least. Yeah, he was neutered as a pup. Yeah, doesn't have any offspring. Yeah, we gotta do the zoo on a nice warm day. I want to do the zoo on a nice warm day because I know today the animals are probably hiding a bit. Yes, he was. He was paraded on the vaudeville circuit, and he had parades for him in on the Champs-Élysées in France, and I mean he was like a celebrity. Balto was like a serious celebrity. When I say that he was like the first viral star of his day, people knew him all around the world. And obviously there were books made of his journey, and yeah. But he was kind of used and abused in his last few years, unfortunately. He was a bit used and abused and kind of taken for granted. But, you know, he could still always remember that he saved over 220 children's lives in Nome, Alaska. Yeah. Basically, they used them until they could make money, until they couldn't make any more money. Which is pretty sad. Let's go over to the pond, and let's see if we could spot out the mandarin duck. Because right before I started the broadcast, I checked out there's a Twitter page that follows the mandarin duck. And evidently, he is here in the pond today. So let's see if we could spot him out. Let's walk over to the pond. Top of water, that's right. Yeah. If you look at the newsreels of Balto the dog, you see they like celebrated him. He was like a big deal. They celebrated him. He was a rock star. Oh my goodness. Yeah, baby. Let's go see the mandarin duck. I hope he comes out. Hope he's not hiding amongst the bushes. It is cold, so there is a distinct possibility he is hiding behind the bushes right now. Speaking of birds, ooh, hold on. Let me go down these steps here. Speaking of birds, you have your nesting pair of bald eagles. Awesome. Awesome, Lori. Oh, I wish we had some. Well, we do have American bald eagles here in New York City. They're out in on those Hoffman and Swinburne Islands that we were mentioning earlier in the previous broadcast. Da da da. Da da da. Da da da. Good afternoon, Jamie. Everyone follow Jamie_G13. We got to get her to 1,000 subscribers here on the YouTube. You want to give her a follow. Great broadcaster from the north of Texas. Good morning, Jamie. We're going to look for the mandarin duck right now. See if he's out and about. Let's see. We'll go around this way. You're more than welcome, Jamie. Everyone on replay, everyone watching live, give her a follow. Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And you want to follow Nebul. Nebul's doing some good stuff here on YouTube. Joey, BKLYN_67, Joey Brooklyn. Also doing some great stuff here on the YouTubes. You want to give these guys a follow. Yeah, let's go to 1,000, baby. Let's go to 1,000. All right, let's see if our guy's out. Let's see if our guy's out and about today. This is where he usually hangs out. I'm not seeing too many of any ducks. Go to the Decorah Eagle Cam, and you can see the eggs too. Awesome. Is that here on YouTube? They got the camera? Probably nice image quality. Yes, aren't the birds singing lovely? It's lovely. All right. There are like no ducks out here right now. Awesome. There are literally no ducks around here anywhere. They are out hiding, staying warm somewhere. They're definitely staying warm somewhere. Last year, oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. This pigeon coming down, landing at my feet, think I'm gonna feed him. These pigeons, they're so funny. Let's see, we got some geese floating about over there. I don't see our mandarin duck. Then again, he is probably cold, so he's probably hiding amongst the bushes. He likes to stay over in these bushes right over here. If you want to know where this is, we're right here by the pond, and this bridge right here, this is called the oh my god, I'm blanking on the name now. Just south of the Walman Rink. But the Gatsbo Bridge. The Gatsbo Bridge. So we're right by the Gatsbo Bridge. And he's going to survive. We're pretty sure he's going to survive the winter. They are able to deal with temperatures cold like that, but they do, and you can see the wind right now. Get an idea of how strong the wind is right now. There you go. You got it. You got it, Scarvican. Welcome. It is windy out here. Look at that. The geese are actually having a problem swimming. It's so windy out here right now. It's windy out here, guys. Oh yeah. It's a whipping wind. It's cold. And once again, tourists standing behind me, wanting to get a free tour. I gotta keep moving. So if anyone's live streaming, giving out facts and talking to you guys, don't just stand behind them, people. Come on. It's like a tradition nowadays. Like, oh, well, I guess people want the freebie. Oh, I think we have our Mandarin duck. Our Mandarin duck might be down here. Let's see. Yeah, maybe they're just learning. Yeah. Let's see this over here. We got some geese. Exactly. At least slip me a 20 when you do that. That's right. Good to see you, KC pilot. Yeah, they don't want to know what I charge for a tour. Like I said, it all depends on what we do. That's how expensive it is.
When you first started, and we used to come to you with all our complaints, and we'd sit in that office.
All right. Is he hanging out here on the ice? Let's see. Let's do a quick scan of the ducks. Oh, he's way out there. He is way out there. Let me get to a spot here so nobody stands in front of me. Oh, here's our Mandarin duck, everyone. Right there in the middle of the screen, amongst the other geese. He kind of sticks out. He's making his way over towards us right now. That's right. Tell him to subscribe and you get Bill Murray. That's right. He's now coming up onto the ice right now. Hey, he's right over there. The good old Mandarin duck. And he's staying over there right now. Come on over. I want to get you on the live stream. He's directly behind the other duck. So he's kind of there's another duck blocking him in the foreground. I can't wait till spring either, Joey. Yeah, that's him right over there on the ice. Yeah, there he comes, walking out towards us. There he comes. Come on over here. Come on over here, Mandarin duck. He is such an enigma. No, he's a bit timid of humans. There he is. Got a good shot of him right there. Wish you could zoom in more. Great shot of him on the ice right there. Almost looks like a toy. Doesn't look real. Good to see you, Tracy. Mandarin duck right down there. Now in the sunlight as he makes his way closer towards us. You can see how he sticks out. He really does stick out amongst all the other ducks. And he's coming over here. Good to see you, Keanu, out there in Normandy. Good to see you, my friend. Welcome. We're just hanging out here in Central Park and watching the Mandarin duck right now. There he is. Get a really good shot of the Mandarin duck right now. There he is. Look at him. He wants to show up on the live stream, I think. Here we go. We got him on the stream. So we have geese, a couple of mallards. I'm not too familiar with all the different types of birding over here. He is pretty. No, he sticks out like a sore thumb. He really does, and he's tiny compared to the other geese and ducks here in the pond. And for some reason, he likes to stay down here at 5th Avenue and 60th Street. Yeah, Keanu. Yeah, you missed out. I don't know if we have any Daffies. I gotta talk to Mr. Disney about that. Do we have any Daffy Ducks out here? There he is, the world famous Mandarin duck. Yeah, it's all good, Laurie. Well, there he is. Now, when it was snowing a couple of weeks ago, he ended up in Brooklyn. He ended up over in the East River in Brooklyn, and luckily he came back here to the park. So, you wonder if he was on his way to New York and dreams. Exactly, maybe, Jamie. Maybe. I mean, the duck is already inspiring people to make T-shirts and stuff like that. So people have made some souvenirs, if you will, of the Mandarin duck, celebrating the Mandarin duck. So, well, yay, we got to see the Mandarin duck. All right, we keep on moving here. As you see on this end, it's iced over. The pond here iced over. Right here, 59th Street. And okay, I am not doing a second tour today. Just got the text. I am not doing a second tour today. That's great. Never know, Jamie. One day they might make a movie. Absolutely. They might make a movie about our dear Mandarin duck. You never know. Good. Plaza Hotel, right here. Keanu, thanks for the €5. Thank you so much. Now, where's Bill Murray to thank you? I need Bill Murray to thank you on the screen. Come on, Bill Murray. Come on. I thought I fixed this. I thought I fixed this hole. There it is. There it is. Thank you so much, Keanu, from Normandy. All that money's got to go to a Live View solo. Duck and the Dutch, the movie. That's right. That's right, Michelle. Duck and the Dutch. Duck and the Dutch. And it'll be presented in Cinerama. What a little D&D, yeah. D&D. The Adventures of D&D. The Adventures of Duck and Dutch. You've heard of D&D before, but it's not Dungeons and Dragons. Look at that great view there of the double D's. Look at that great view there of the rock protruding up. And then this area here, this is a bird sanctuary, so you can't really get in here. So I think this is why the Mandarin duck likes to stay out here, because you can really get away from people and not be bothered. I appreciate that, Keanu. Only the best. Only the best. And there'll be more content coming your way very soon. That's beautiful, right? It's hard to imagine this is all man-made. That's why I love emphasizing that to people. It's all man-made. And my guest from China who wanted to see the grid marker bolt, he knew that was one thing that he knew very deeply about, that it's all man-made. That elastic There's nothing wrong with thinking aloud, Lori. Nothing wrong with thinking aloud. That's right, only the best. I mean, look at this image quality, for God's sake. This image quality here is like killer. As we float around here, I feel like I'm just gonna walk over to the other side of the park. So, probably, you know, there's a fort that's here in the park called the Block House. And I've been up there, but I haven't been up there in a very long time. I probably haven't been up there in like, maybe like 10 years. It's right over there.
Where?
Got to go around, all the way around the other side. Somebody looking for the duck. Yeah, okay, it's fun down here. Where's the bill? Never showed up, that's right. You've never been here before. Awesome, Tracy. Well, we're gonna come here, you know, we always come here every few weeks. We come out here, and I have to explore the northern end of the park for you guys. I gotta show you guys the Harlem Mere, the Conservatory Gardens. Yeah, there are a lot of little spots that I haven't done on a live stream yet. But the Block House, I pretty much explored the whole park, but the Block House, I haven't seen it in a very long time. And that's way up on 105th Street, near the northern end of the park. But we're gonna come back out here in the springtime. Springtime is the best time to come out here because you really see the differences in the trees, and you really get an idea of what Frederick Laur Olmsted and Calvert Vaux were going for when they designed the park. Next time you come to New York, gotta get out of Times Square, go to Lower Manhattan, you know, take a Circle Line cruise or a water taxi ride. These are the good things that you want to do here in New York City. Besides Central Park. Absolutely, Wilbs. Absolutely. Now, it was quite ironic. We had a very wet autumn. So everyone was saying, oh, the leaves aren't going to be as intense for the autumn. But the leaves were certainly very intense here in the park. And it was pretty cool. Nice, Terrytown, awesome. Oh, I appreciate it, Casey Pilot. No, in autumn it's the best. Let's just cut through the park. Let's cut through the park. And big shout out today, George Harrison's birthday. Big shout out to George Harrison. When George Harrison passed away, I came down here and everyone was playing music at the Imagine Mosaic. And it was really cool. You know what, actually, let's go up to the Imagine Mosaic and let's see if they're have some people playing music. Oh yeah, absolutely, Wilbs. That's why I love doing walking tours here in Central Park. I do not like doing bicycle tours here in the park because bicycle tours are work here in the park, needless to say. And yeah, it's nuts. It is amazing, Maria. It is amazing. Again, it's amazing how like this is all like designed, you know? Like you could literally go online, get the instructions, and build this anywhere in the world. All you need is 27,000 trees, 9,000 benches, 142 miles of drainage pipe, 58 miles of pedestrian pathways. And of course, 843 acres of land. I did the bike tour. Awesome. Was it with Bike and Roll? Was it with Unlimited Biking? Was it with Bike Central Park or Bike New York or Ride the City? Yeah, it's easy to build, yeah. Absolutely watch out for the monks. Yes, when you see the monks, do not give them money. They have a little scam amongst themselves to get money from people. He was Ride the City, nice. Yeah, that's a good company. Yeah, the monks are a bit scammers, but you know, it is what it is. He took us into Times Square. Nice. That must have been a little fun and scary riding a bike in Times Square. Okay, now I have to go this way because if I go straight, I'll hit the dead zone for the cell phone signal. So I gotta go. I gotta go this way. See that boulder off in the distance? That's called the Glacier Erratic. And a couple of thousand years ago, there was a massive glacier that filled this entire area of the 5 boroughs of New York City. Who knows how many hundreds of miles. Oh my God, I'm getting all that dust. Who knows how many miles the boulder rolled down here from. You were so close to the cars you could touch them. That's always fun. Have a great day, Maria. Thanks for tuning on in. Don't work too hard. All right, in front of us, the Central Park Carousel. This carousel replaced the original carousel, which was here pretty much when the park opened up. But this modern carousel was built in 1919 in a little place called Coney Island. It was brought over here in the mid-1950s when the original wooden carousel burned down. Hopefully this will be opening up once it gets warm very soon. And we're going to keep on going. Absolutely quite a few boulders here in the park. The rocks are the only natural feature of Central Park. They used nearly 266 tons of gunpowder to carve and sculpt the rock. That is more gunpowder that was used in the Battle of Gettysburg. They moved some 2.1 million cubic yards of rock to sculpt the rock to the way they liked it. And this is, of course, Manhattan schist, the bedrock of Manhattan Island. Look at the squirrels coming down. Aren't they having a good day? Oh, the squirrels are having a great day. Very warm in London today. At one point, you really saw a man taking off his hat and coat. That's warm, baby. That's warm. I could feel the sun. Like, the sun definitely feels like autumn. I mean, like spring. Sorry, wrong season. It's starting to feel like spring, even though it's still very cold. Sorry your delay is almost a minute. It's all good. It's all good. I do have the bit rate a bit high, so the image could be a little bit more crispy, a little bit more clear. Yeah, hide your nuts. Hide your nuts, squirrels. Hide your nuts. Good to see you, Pat. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Another day, another dollar, another walk through Central Park. So just like a lovely group of 10 people from China around the park just now. A lot of them did not speak a lick of English, so it was very much an Instagram tour. But they wanted to end at the boathouse because they had a lot of kids with them. So I left them at the boathouse. So hopefully the kids are having a good hot chocolate. Maybe a nice egg and cheese on a roll. Breakfast of champions. Yeah, nice stroll through the park in the 70s and 80s, yes. I still don't recommend coming out here at night, especially if you're with like equipment, like electronic equipment. The last few people to be robbed here in the park all had one thing in common. It was like 1, 2 in the morning, and they had lots of electronic equipment on them. There was one photographer. I'll see you later, Griff. Have a great day. There was one photographer who was in the northern end of the park near the Rambles. And if you've ever been to the Rambles do not have any lights along the path. So it gets incredibly pitch black dark over there. And he wanted to, of course, do the long exposure pictures. And he got robbed of his stuff. And the more famous one, actually this happened right here. The more famous one happened right here when everyone was playing that Pokemon game, Pokemon Go. There was a guy who was live streaming himself playing the game. So he was walking around with a camera attached to him, and he's playing the game, and then he has another phone to live stream with, and you see the guy's bag get stolen and the camera's running, and then you see the guy actually reset the phone. So yeah, don't come out here in the middle of the night with a bunch of electronic equipment, because that is not safe. I don't know if you guys noticed, but I've never been in the park very late at night doing a live stream, and that is the reason why. Yeah, it's a bit dangerous walking around any park at night. So, unless you're with a group of people, obviously, I don't recommend it. Yeah, it is a bit of a stupid move there. Yeah, walking dollar signs. Yeah, walking dollar signs. Yeah, never. No. As we are now on the west side of the park, Tavern on the Green, right over here. As we pass by their takeout window, that's that red awning right there. But for all my Ghostbusters fans, here it is. Spook Central, 55 Central Park West, right there. Exactly. You want to walk around the park at night? Call Charles Bronson. Exactly. That's right, Lori. Yeah, nice beer. Yeah, absolutely. You have nice beer selection here at a little expensive, but nice beer selection here at Tavern. Zool, right there, people. Zool, right there. There it is. Right there. 55 Central Park West, the Ghostbusters building. Here on the tour. Let's continue on up. We're going to make our way now up to Strawberry Fields and wish George Harrison a very happy birthday. Exactly, Nipple. Yeah. No, we need. If we had Duty on with us, we could walk around the park anytime we want. We could walk around the park anytime we want. See how much battery we got here. 38% on the battery. We're just at an hour on the broadcast here. So we're gonna quickly finish this up here. And I think I'm gonna hop on the subway. Since I don't have a tour, I'm gonna hop on the subway and go home. I guess the people who wanted to come on the afternoon walking tour decided to cancel because of the wind. Hopefully this wind calms down by tomorrow because I gotta do a bicycle tour tomorrow. Rick Merman is trying to get in on Tavern on the Green and go, really? Okay, yeah. Yeah, banging on the windows. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I'm gonna have to watch that movie. Haven't seen the Ghostbusters movie in a hot minute. Oh, I think that's our... Here comes tour guide Dan. We saw him at the beginning of the live stream, and now we're going to see him near the end of the live stream as he makes his way. Yeah, maybe they're playing hide and seek. Who knows? He's looking good. Look at that. This is what it looks like tour guiding with a bike. This is what it looks like. Yeah. Look at that.
What is the camera?
Huh?
What is it for?
It's a live stream.
Oh.
Have a good tour. He's like, what's this for? Do I want to come to Cats for pastrami? Oh, I would love to do that, but I got some things I got to do at the house, so I do have to get home. I do have to get home. There's some things going on at the house that I gotta attend to. So I would love to nibble, but unfortunately I'm gonna have to say no. I haven't done Riverside Park yet. I haven't done Riverside Park on a live stream. Yeah, it's nice over here. Yeah, while pastrami on rice sounds fantastic, I gotta get home. Okay, how much time we got here? 35% on the battery. As we approach Strawberry Fields. Strawberry Fields officially opened on October 9th, 1985, John Lennon's 45th birthday. In 1983, Yoko Ono officially acquires this section of Central Park to be remolded in John Lennon's memory. You'll gladly eat a pastrami on rye, I hear that. It's good stuff, especially from Cats. It's good stuff. You wouldn't want the poor sandwich to be lonely. Don't leave the sandwich alone. Lonely. I am so lonely. Now we're back up to 72nd Street. But now on the west side, we started out on the east side, and I want to get into Strawberry Fields, damn nabbit. You'll post a picture on Instagram, awesome. And then I will look at said picture and get the munchies. It's a beautiful thing. Ooh, got a wedding. Got a wedding crossing the way as we enter Strawberry Fields. Our nibbles on wife's here, yes. Here we are. Strawberry Fields. Oh, aren't the little birds chirping so lovely? The little birds chirping. Now, if you come to Central Park and want to give yourself a self-guided tour, there's a fantastic Central Park app. Or if you don't want to download the app, you'll find these signs all around the park. This section narrated by Yoko herself. You could text, use the phone, check out the website. But I highly recommend download the Central Park app, because everything is right in there. And even if you can't come to New York, download the Central Park app and you could go on a virtual tour of the park. And I gotta say, I met Yoko twice here in Central Park. She is a lovely person. Just one thing about her, if you do see her in the park, don't come running up to her screaming or whatnot. Approach her quietly, respectfully, and she'll hang out, she'll talk. Right, that's an idea, right? Oh, look, they're trying to come out. They're trying to come out. Yes. Here's the plaque. This plaque here, 151 nations designate this park as an international peace garden. And these are all the countries that have signed off on that. Hello, Safari, welcome. Isn't the Dakota great looking through the trees? So the Dakota, literally like the first building on the Upper West Side, is as old as the Brooklyn Bridge, opened up in 1883. 135 years old. Yoko still has her apartment in there. She is neighbors with Roberta Flack, amongst many other famous people who used to live in there. Yeah, you don't want to freak. Just come up to her calmly. And the second time I met Yoko, that's what happened, was I was just talking to her about what a beautiful day it was. And somebody came up and was like, "Oh my God, Yoko." And she quickly ended our conversation and moved along. In this field right here, there were 17 strawberry bushes from all around the world originally planted here. And unfortunately, the little birds here in the park love eating the berries. And strawberry bushes don't exactly last too good during the winter. Yeah, you'd be totally fangirling. But of course, the original feature of Strawberry Fields is still here, the Imagine Mosaic, a gift from the people of the city of Naples to the city of New York. The black and white tiles are made from clay from the volcano at Pompeii. That's funny, Lori. Let's hop into the subway with the beautiful Dakota right there. You were still part of the scene though. Okay, when Liz was part of the scene. Okay, awesome. You know, that's always a fun thing about New York is you never know who you're gonna run into, who you're gonna walk past. Yeah, from the city of Naples. Yeah, that was a gift from the city of Naples. And the black and white tiles were made from clay from the volcano at Pompeii. So it's very, very significant and historic. It's pretty cool. All right, now it's time to go underground. It was a lovely walk, Wheels. We have one more thing to show you. One more thing to show you. Recently, they have refurbished the 72nd Street subway station right here. And it has lovely cloud tiles in honor of John Lennon. So let's check it out. Look at old school cab. Olden school cab right there. Oh, we got the light. Look at that cab. Wow. It's like the old taxi. Like the old taxi show. All right, let's go into the subway. Go, Jimmy! All right, old school checkered cab. Pretty neat. Oh yeah, those are the checkered cabs. Those are for rent. So you rent those. Yeah, it could be a foldaway. You never know. Never know, Joey. All right. Here we are. Let me break out my Metro card. It's time for my ride. Oh yeah, look at the cloud mosaic. Oh, this thing is so cool looking. I know, I saw that. You're a binge watching taxi. Oh, I gotta put money on my Metro card. Yeah, they just refurbished the station. So. And then life's eternal question. Do you add value or do you add time? Baby. KC Pilot. I know it's value or time. That is a deep question, right? Look at this. Look at this awesome tiled mosaic. In honor of John Lennon. So the cards get scrapped in 2022. So you have plenty of time. And this is tile. This is tile. This is tile work. That's really neat. All right, isn't it beautiful? And very appropriate for the 72nd Street station. So we're gonna go downtown Brooklyn. That's where we're going. We gotta change trains at 59th Street. So what's gonna replace it's called the One Metro New York Omni card, it's called for short. And the Omni card will be a tap-to-pay system. You won't have to swipe anything. You won't have to swipe anything or anything like that. And you'll also be able to use your phone if you want to use the subway. Yeah, tap and go. Kind of like the Oyster cards in London. Yeah, cell phones are going to take over. Oh, this is just like her art piece. So John Lennon met Yoko Ono at a showing, at Yoko's art showing in Amsterdam. And her art piece, if you could imagine, was a large white room with a very high ceiling, and in the middle of the room was a ladder, was a wooden ladder, and on the ceiling, in the very, very middle of the ceiling, there was a picture frame with a magnifying glass hanging from it, from a string. And what Yoko wanted you to do was to climb up the ladder, get the magnifying glass, and see what it said. And in the very middle of the portrait, on the top of the ceiling, in very small print, it said,
Please be considerate
yes!
of other trains.
And when John saw that, he says, wow, she made me climb up a ladder just for this thing, just to see her, yes. So he said, I gotta meet her, he goes. I gotta meet her. And that's the story of how John met Yoko. Hey, that's loud, baby. That is loud. But yeah, they have something like that, and a lot of places around the world have tap-to-pay systems for their underground metros. We are lagging behind, needless to say, so we're catching up to the rest of the world. But my battery is about to die. We made it. Another successful walk around Central Park here on this windy day. I want to thank everyone for tuning on in. It certainly has been a fun hour with you guys hanging out. It's one thing I love doing. It's showing you guys the beautifulness that is New York City. But until next time, have a great New York day, whether you live here or not. Hug your loved ones, cherish your moments. Made it through the rain indeed. And good afternoon, Mrs. Calabash, wherever you are. Good to see you, Susie May, Casey Pilot, Joey Brooklyn, Laurie, Wilbs, all you beautiful people. Have a great day. Carpe diem, ladies and gentlemen. Carpe diem. I'll see you guys soon, folks. Bye-bye. See you later, guys. Whee! Ah, time to get warm. I'll see you guys soon.